people take great pains to emphasize objectivity and sterile environments and lack of social aspects influencing the work of science. And in so doing, they actually enact so many social aspects that that I'm trying to bring up in this book, such as marginalization and exclusion, abuses of power, harassment, identity-based harassment, exploitation, and symbolic violence. And all of that is experienced by the participants in my study. Some of them, especially when they were younger, and not taking social science classes, they didn't have words to put them in. They just knew it was bewildering, and it didn't feel good, and it was different than what others were experiencing. And over time, they have gained that vocabulary and that lens. And I think I'm hoping it also comes through. But something I learned from my mentor, Sharon Trawick, is that, there is historic and current oppressions of people who are outside the norms within the scientific enterprises. And it misuses Western science. And I think we need to own that. Everybody needs to own that and say, well, what are the social practices that we use day to day in our lab, in our department, in our classroom? And if they could name them, they could begin to address them. And I have done this with some departments. I've done this with groups of students and leaders. And if we can get to a place where people are being really honest, it's very enlightening, because there's such subtle things, there's such mundane things, and yet they send really strong messages, especially if they're repeated, like the repeated microaggressions